Hi, YouTube. It's me, your man, Uncle Dennis, and I'm just here, not trying to be famous. So let's roll the video. In this video, I want to share with you one of my early explorations, like Christopher Columbus, within an area for soccer. Hear my beautiful accent. Area. However, I was in El Paso region, and there was this community. It's called Armijo, if I pronounce it right, for those Spanish folks who are in the El Paso, right behind the border and so forth. Armijo is, I'm not sure if it has been changed. It was a very bad area. You could get killed in a couple of seconds, robbed, or it was. I heard it was a high traffic in the area, where gangs and Aztecas and all these guys polluted that area. The youth were within that area. One day I was looking for the community library, and I accidentally turned off into the wrong area. I was driving through there, and I heard a lot of shouting. Ah, ah, ah. So I opened the door, and wow, there was a football. These guys were playing indoor in this beautiful area. I went in and I was in my army uniform. Everybody was looking at me, and I was like, oh, time to get out of here. And I got out and I drove off. I wasn't sure that many of these guys would remember my face. So the next time I drove back down there, and I was playing ball in the area, and I saw this guy walked out with this Chrome 9, roughly about 18 years old, and I said, this is what's going on here. But when I looked into the stands, I saw something else going on. I saw the youth, and I saw some of those little notorious guys, you know, they were Mexican guys. Surprising everyone say the black guy is always the, what I'm saying, the one who does this. He's the one who is going to be selling you something or stealing your stuff and raping you and take your kids away. This little subliminal message that they've been trying to program people on from Hollywood. It's not good. It's disgusting. The government has not tried to do anything about it, so I guess it's perfectly okay. And not only just one race where they target them, Mexican race, the Mexican guys going to be selling you drugs and all this. The Arabic guys, our Muslim guys, they're gonna just blow something up. So it's kind of stereotyping. You need to verify and still give people, according to the Constitution, their equal rights. However, when I saw things that let my eyes open really wide, saw these kids passing around stuff, and just as I am there, I saw a ton load of cops came in and grabbed, snatched up some of these guys. And when I looked around, I didn't know what was going on. Cops was holding guys and asking questions, and I was like, something need to be done. Cops asked me a lot of questions. I was the only black guy in there, so I guess I'm the kingpin now. So the cops started asking me a lot of questions. I said, what kind of question is this? He said, who you know right here? I said, I'm here playing ball. Where you from? What you doing here? I'm like, okay, I'm here. So where do you live? I said, I live in Fort Bliss. He's like, oh, okay, okay, okay. So you're social. So what do you do here? Do you know that this is a bad area? And the cop would talk to him and said, just last week they shot a guy right across the road. And I was like, wow. Went back on base, told my first sergeant. He said, no. Oh my God, where are you? You're in the wrong area. Don't kill you. I don't want you to go back down there. And I said to myself, shit. And I was there thinking. And then I said, who will go to them? Who will help these youth? I know there are programs, but these youth weren't listening to nobody over there. And I said, they love soccer. Most of these guys, I've seen a few of them at some tournaments in those local areas, and they all know me. In fact, they gave me a name called my Mexican name, Romeo or Romeo, the one that you see on my YouTube. So I was there saying, oh my God, what am I going to do? Mm. So the whole night I was there, my sergeant was looking at me, and I said, oh no, I know what that looks like, Lee. I know what that look like. I know what you're thinking. And I said, First Sergeant, I'm going to use some of my money and I'm going to keep a project in that community for these kids. He said, That's a good gesture, but it can get ugly. And I said, I will take you whatever. First thing I did, I went to the community library and I talked with a few persons there. Told them I want to put on something, a little workshop. But before I do the workshop or get the workshop done, the workshop was entitled Drunken Soccer. You can go there. It's there, lads, in the Armijo Community Library. But I needed to infiltrate the community first. First thing, I needed to play a few ball games in that area. And I heard every Wednesday night there are games. So they had a pickup game, and I went in and I started to teach. Taught the art of control, the art of fluidity in movements, and relaxation. I taught. I I got the whole crowd in that little stand in a condominium. The reason why I'm sharing this story, I'm not praising myself. So I got these kids taught worked out, and they were all there talking about Romeo, Romeo. I met this old man. He was in his 50s, 59, I think. He hangs out there. As years rolled by, I learned that he was one of the lieutenants in the Azteca gangs. He loved me. I used to train him to play ball. He started to improve. In fact, he had two sons, and I had to train them also. These boys are dangerous ballers. And then my wings and my tentacles started to spread in the community. Before long, everyone knew me. Everyone in the community, a bad community. I got some of these kids who would have been in trouble with drugs and so forth off the street, thinking about schoolwork, thinking about ball. In fact, there was one young man who I'm so proud of. I wish if I know you want me to call his name, but I just don't want to put these guys under pressure. I will never forget him. These guys are some of my first students. You see, after that workshop, community started to, the kids started to hardly show up at the games. When big games, I met guys from the El Paso Patriots, and you always would meet these guys who, they play ball in the community, and just because they played for the MLS, and they think that they're the shit. And I had to prove to them that okay, you play ball and you're training every day, and yes, I'm still doing my army duties. I'm not playing like you, and I make you look stupid. Not saying this in a self centered or egotistical way. I'm sharing with you that some people have natural talents that some people will work for years to achieve and still can't achieve it. These two, three boys, I saw them. I know they watch my videos. I remember when I tried to get them pissed off at me by provoking them to say rude stuff. I came and said, "You're not doing it right. You're not doing the trick right." And he was like, and then he humbled. He was listening. Yeah, it didn't work. But I was trying to pull from his character to see who he was before I share with him my secrets. The young man, I knew he had problems at home just by the way he was acting and how his ball game and his flow, his fluidity, his movement. I knew he had problems. So I sat down and we started to talk and I said, which one of these guys is your favorite player? And he said, you. And I was like, why me? He said, I'm not black, I'm black, I'm not Mexican. He said, that has to do with it. Everybody talk about you over here. They talk about that bicycle you scored last week. The day last other week they talk about how you flicked the ball over this guy's head, threw it to his foot, turned around, took the shot, and he scored. He said, take for example that I gave his name, one of these guys' name. Daddy's dad never saw anything like this in all his years playing ball in El Paso, watching these Patriots. He has never seen this. And here you come on the scene, get in the community, and I saw myself as a messenger or ambassador. And then I started to say, well, cool. So I said, so what do you do? And he said, oh, I go to school. I say, are you studying? He said, yes, 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 good, good, I study. I said, are you an A student? He said, well, I'm B, C, but I'm working hard. And I said, well, okay. He said, all right. So I said, how about I train you? He said, you're gonna train me? He said, oh, you, those guys have been asking you for a couple of months now. You have not said you, why you want to train me and you? And I said, okay, I'll train you and your brothers. And he said, why? And I said, I put you guys to the highest, hardest test. And I said, I see your character, your personality is capable of taking this. He said, but I'm not strong enough. He's a slender little guy. He's not muscular. He's not skilled. And I said, listen, me. The number 10 is not for the strong or also for the weak. But the number 10 is for the man who knows what he wants to do with it. A strong man will not know what to do with the power of the number 10. And when I started to elaborate with him, he was listening to me. And he said, then how am I going to be strong and skillful? And I said, don't worry about that. Out of your weakness will come your strength. And then he said, I heard that before from my martial arts teacher. And I was like, okay, good. So I said, I will come to your house, talk to your parents. He said, my mom, my dad, oh no, no. His dad, had a huge problem because in that community, it's a rundown community. His mom was carrying all the weight, and the young man was there, depressed. He needed hope. He needed someone to shine a light. And I'm glad that I was that person to shine the light. I went to his mom and I said, Ma'am, my name is Dennis Lee, author, primary coach, well sought out guy on the internet. Saw your son. I think he's ready to be trained. So she was looking at me like that. She thought, oh, I wonder if this guy's a crazy guy, Looney Tune. He's gonna, hurt my kid or rape my kid. The movies have been programming these people to think these stuff. So I said, ma'am, I came to you. She said, how much I have to pay? And I said, did I make mention of money? She said, no. I said, I want to train three of them so they are all with me. So, you don't have to worry. And I said, don't worry, I'm a married man, happily married man. And I have a son at that time. So the mom said, okay. So I said, look, before we even start talking, these are the things that you will see when I'm finished training your sons. One, the school will start to praise him. You will hear people talking about him. Second and third of all, you will remember everything I said to you today. And she said, oh, yeah. The training was vigorous myself with these young men. Trained them in some secret flickers, secret mentals training, ball control secrets. I mean, not just freestyle stuff that you do in freestyle. And, I actually taught them the ultimate footwork system, taught them the eight, some forms, and, some secret stuff that I never really share, but with people who I really trust and so forth. After we finished our training, I gave them all. I took them to the I think it was one of these this store downtown, one of these stores that sell soccer shoes. It's downtown in El Paso. It's the only one that sells a lot of soccer cleats. And I brought them one of the young man. I brought him a Ronaldinho. The other guy I brought him another Ronaldinho, and the other one a Predator. And I put it on their feet, tie the lace, and tell them, say, okay, this is a tradition of a number 10. When I feel that you have completed training and everything, I tell them now you are a great player. I What I did after the training, I actually had to separate myself from them. Now you're wondering what? I changed my phone, blocked their emails, no contact no more. You might be wondering that's harsh, but I wanted them not to be dependent upon me as a crutch, meaning they needed me for advices still. I taught them everything that they needed to know, and they mastered them. But that was, the basics. Within a year, the mom, I called him one day, and his heart, he said, I can't believe you're calling me, man. There's so much things I wanted to tell you. I cannot tell you thanks enough. He played for his high school, eventually wore the number 10 for his high school, honor student, proud of him, proud of him. He also got scholarships from universities who wanted him to go there, to their particular university, because of his soccer skill. One thing that his mom said to me, she said to me, she was in the stadium watching him playing the ball, and she heard the lady beside her say, "Oh my God, that boy is so amazing. He's just so good with the ball." And she said, "That's my son." She said, "That's my son." And then I said to myself, this is getting emotional for real. She said to me over it, she said, "My son is depressed because he sees his dad as an alcoholic and he can't function well and he needed to follow that image in his life." Here I come. I told her this and she doesn't believe. And now when she heard other people telling her, and when she saw the scholarships envelope, she can't believe. And she said he didn't even need the scholarship envelope because he was also focused in school. And she said she doesn't have to pay for the school. The ball wants to pay for the school. And she said everything I said was true. I told her I was going to do an interview with her. She said anytime I will do it. But I told her I don't want to I'm not this type of guy who love the attention of my clients on the public, and I don't have to, all these fancy stuff. My wife, when I told my wife, and my wife heard her talk in Spanish to my wife about she, how she was so amazed and so pleased. She wanted to give me some money. I told her, I said, no, I can't take the money, and thank you very much. Her son, the other boys were talking all these amazing stuff about how they have never learned anything that I've taught. They've all trained in their high schools and their regular training, and nothing that they've learned from me that they've learned from their coaches. And I tell them, of course not. Of course not. Your coach is not going to teach you this. Your coach don't know this. So, with my community outreach program, I saved the lives of 3 young men and many other in the community. If I should go back to El Paso, and if you're in El Paso watching this video, go to Armijo, ask any of them if they knew anything about Romeo, and tell them he's the black guy. It's always the number 10 guy. It's oh, they will tell you tales of trophies that we won together in some teams that were the underdogs. They'll tell you of how when the teams lost confidence, I became their confidence. They will share with you how I proved to them that the whole drug life in the street, they didn't have to do that. I hope and trust this video will inspire you to believe in yourself and to believe that it's not where you come from or whatsoever happened in your family. Your dad might be a drug addict. Your mom might be an alcoholic or the worst mom to you. But stay focused and believe in what you believe in. And believe that there's a way out of the tunnel. And pray for the person to come and share and show you the way. They are there. They will come. They might be your big brothers and sisters. If you lack motivation, find motivational books to read. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, um, Zig Ziglar. Uh, read Dale Carnegie. Read inspirational books if you lack motivation in your homes. It will help you. Stay away from the gang groups who try to tell you things that you have to be bad, you have to be this. Stay away from them. Find friends who influence you positively, motivate you towards living the dreams that you want to live and accomplish. These guys wanted to be great soccer players. I shared it with them. I'm proud of them. I am proud of them. But I've never used them as a leverage. I don't do those things. And there are many more persons whose story I could talk over and over that are some are funny that you'd laugh. I enjoy doing that outreach program. I have pictures of the workshop that was done in Haramiho. And you know what was so funny? There was this girl who attends the Bowie High School. She was training the kids. I came in and I did a one-on-one, a half-day workshop with her boys. She worked so hard to get the funds to buy the gears, and I eventually bought her all the balls. And while we were giving the workshop, they all ran in. We won! We won! We won! We won! We won! We won! And she said this is their first game they won. And the young man said, "You taught me how to do the dribble, and I did the same thing." And I was like, oh, God, what's going on with this kid? They're disturbing my, they're disturbing my seminar, my workshop. After the workshop, we had ice cream. We had a beautiful get together, and I really enjoyed it. It made me feel like I was living again. And I did reach these young men. And the dad, old man who was in his 59s, he loved it. And he started to talk to some of the guys and tell them to lay off the area where these youth are. And he saw what I was doing, and I respect him for respecting me. And at the same time, I heard that he was protecting me from some of those other guys who saw me as a threat. Again, it's not where you come from; it's where you intend to go. My name is Dennis Lee, author of the Soccer Number 10 Blueprint book, author of Meet the Number 10 Next Door, author of How to Develop the Mindset of a Soccer Number 10 Player, author of the Soccer Number 10 Last Stand, author of the Ultimate Soccer Footwork System, author of this new product that recently will be released. It's entitled How to Awaken the Soccer Number 10 Within. I hope and trust this story has motivated you towards doing the best you can, and not only just pass the young men by in the communities, give a positive influence, and share your soccer passions. And that's all Soccer Number 10 is all about. Take care. Bye.